Do you know what the biggest lie in the world is? The biggest lie is this, that rich people become rich because they work harder than everyone else. The truth is far more uncomfortable. The people who are truly wealthy rarely tell you how they actually became wealthy. They'll give you motivational speeches. They'll talk about hard work. They'll tell you to wake up early. They'll share their morning routines. They'll talk about discipline, consistency, productivity, and positive thinking. But the real secrets, the actual reasons behind their wealth, power, and influence, those are the things they almost never reveal. Never. Because if you understood those secrets, you could become what they became. More than 500 years ago, one man wrote down many of those secrets. His name was Niccolò Machiavelli. His ideas were considered so dangerous that powerful institutions feared them. Religious authorities condemned his work. Many leaders believed his writings exposed truths that ordinary people were never supposed to understand. Because hidden inside those ideas was a way of looking at power, influence, and human nature that most people never see. Today, I'm going to share 9 lessons inspired by those ideas. But before we begin, there's a warning. This video is not for people who enjoy motivational quotes and feel-good advice. This is not for people who believe that everything will work out if they simply stay positive and work a little harder. This is for people who are ready to hear uncomfortable truths. People who have already realized that the world is not always what it appears to be. People who want to understand how the game is really played. People who are willing to look beyond appearances. And people who are ready to hear things that nobody else is willing to tell them. If you're one of those people, keep watching. But before we continue, let me make one thing clear. This video is not for everyone. If you believe success is simply about working harder, staying positive, and waiting for your opportunity, you may not like what you're about to hear. Because this content is for people who understand that the world is far more complex than that. It's for people who want to understand the psychology of power, wealth, influence, and strategy. People who are prepared to see reality from a different perspective. And if that's you, subscribe to this channel, because here we talk about ideas that most people never hear. Now, let's begin. Rule number 1, be the fox, not the lion. In Renaissance Italy, there lived a man named Giovanni de' Medici. At the time, he was one of the wealthiest and most influential men in Europe. But if you had seen him walking down the street, you probably wouldn't have noticed him. There was nothing extraordinary about his appearance. No extravagant clothes, no luxurious displays of wealth, no entourage following him around, no public show of power. He looked like an ordinary man, completely ordinary. But behind the scenes, an entirely different reality existed. Kings borrowed money from him. Powerful rulers depended on him. Major political and financial decisions were influenced by his network. His influence reached across Europe. And yet, very few people truly understood how much power he possessed. Machiavelli observed people like him and came to an important conclusion. The lion is powerful, but the lion is visible. And because it is visible, everyone knows where to find it. Everyone knows what it has. Everyone knows what it is doing. The fox is different. The fox survives because it moves quietly. The fox doesn't announce its presence. The fox doesn't seek attention. The fox doesn't need applause. And because nobody sees it coming, the fox often wins. Now, think about modern life. Every day, people go online and announce their success to the world. They post pictures of their new cars, pictures of expensive watches, pictures of luxury vacations, pictures of new houses, pictures of business achievements, and they believe they're impressing people. But what is actually happening? Jealous relatives are watching. Friends are taking mental notes. Competitors are paying attention. People begin calculating how much money you have. People begin comparing themselves to you. People begin wondering what they can get from you. You think you're building status, but often you're creating a target. The more attention you attract, the more resistance you create. Some people will secretly envy you. Some people will resent you. Some people will wait for you to fail. And others will actively look for opportunities to take advantage of you. That's human nature. This is why many of the world's wealthiest people live surprisingly private lives. Take Warren Buffett, for example. Despite being one of the richest men in the world, he continued living in the same house he purchased decades ago. That isn't because he's cheap, and it isn't because he can't afford something bigger. It's because he understands something that most people never learn. Real wealth doesn't need validation. Real wealth doesn't need attention. Real wealth doesn't need an audience. People who constantly advertise their success often have less power than they appear to have. And people with real power are often far less visible than most people imagine. So here's the lesson. Starting today, stop talking about every success. Stop announcing every victory. Stop telling everyone how much progress you're making. Stop feeling the need to prove yourself. Let people underestimate you. Let people think you're ordinary. Let people believe you're less successful than you really are. Because while everyone else is busy watching the lions, you can become the fox. Move quietly, build patiently, grow privately, and one day, people will look at your success and wonder how it happened. By then, you'll already be too far ahead for them to catch up. Rule number 2, pretend to be poor. At first, this rule sounds completely wrong. In fact, it sounds ridiculous. Most people believe that when you start making money, you should show it. You should buy a better car, move into a bigger house, wear expensive clothes, let people know you're successful. That's what most people do. But that's not what smart people do. During Machiavelli's time, there was a textile merchant in Florence named Francesco. He started a small business, and within the first year, his profits exploded. Business was booming, money was flowing in. Now, what would a normal person do? They would buy nicer clothes, move into a larger office, start talking about their success, tell everyone how well business was going. But Francesco did something completely different. He continued wearing the same old clothes. He continued working from the same small shop. And whenever anyone asked how business was doing, he always gave the same answer. The market is tough. Things are slow. We're just trying to survive. And something interesting happened. His competitors stopped paying attention to him. They didn't see him as a threat. Suppliers gave him better deals because they believed he was struggling. Government officials ignored him because he looked too small to matter. And while everyone else was distracted, Francesco quietly expanded, year after year, without attention, without pressure, without anyone realizing what was happening. 5 years later, he had become one of the largest textile merchants in the entire city. And by the time people noticed, it was already too late. This reveals something important about human psychology. People help those they believe are weak, but they often envy those they believe are powerful. When people think you're struggling, they lower their guard. When people think you're winning, they start watching you. They become suspicious, competitive, defensive. This doesn't mean you should lie. It doesn't mean you should fake poverty. It means you should stop advertising success. Stop making yourself the center of attention. Walk quietly, move strategically, build privately. Because while others are busy proving how successful they are, you'll be busy becoming successful. Remember this, rich people often look poorer than they are. Poor people often try to look richer than they are. Rule number 3, your enemy is inside your house. Now let's talk about something even more dangerous, a truth that most people don't want to hear. Your greatest enemy usually isn't the person standing across from you. It isn't the stranger who openly disagrees with you. It isn't the obvious competitor trying to beat you. Your greatest enemy is often the person sitting beside you, the person who smiles at you, the person who celebrates with you, the person who knows your plans, the person you trust the most. And that's what makes them dangerous, because you never see them coming. Several years ago, a startup founder built a company worth millions of dollars. Everything seemed perfect. Investors were excited, revenue was growing, the future looked bright. To celebrate his success, he organized a large party. Friends came, business partners came, employees came, investors came. Everyone was there. And because he was proud of what he had built, he started sharing everything: his future plans, his growth strategy, his expansion goals, his vision for the company. He believed he was inspiring people. He believed everyone was on his side. But 6 months later, everything began falling apart. His chief technology officer left the company and joined a competitor, taking valuable knowledge with him. Key employees started leaving. Some launched competing businesses. Others shared information they should never have shared. Investors became difficult. Pressure increased. And within 2 years, the company collapsed. A business once valued at millions no longer existed. Why? Because he revealed too much. He assumed everyone deserved access to.